Hi there. This is explaining the calling of all of these different math equations. So we have our endpoint here, and we're gonna start the call. Okay, and okay, here we go. So we're in here now, and now the first one is just a simple expression: a plus b minus c plus d. Okay, and it's gonna add the a and b first, and the c and d second, and then subtract the two. So with each of the values that we put in the registers here, so each one of these puts a value in the register. If we just hop down, we can see inside the registers that we're putting their each value into what they have. Okay, so as we move down, everyone is in their register, and then once we call demo fast call, then it's going to take us over to demo fast call, and within demo fast call, it's going to do the equation that we have set up for it, adding EAX and BAX and the C and D registers, and then it's going to subtract the values of each. Okay, so with the values that we inputted here, it should equal 7 at the end. So we're going to run through it, subtract, and then within the A register, we have the value 7. Okay, so that works for the first time. And if we just run through it, we put in different values here. We're putting in different values, and then so as we go to look at the registers, they're all different values. And then this time it should equal 6 within the register. So after we go through all the functions, registers 6, it equals 6 right up here. So it worked as planned. With the second one, it's going to be a bit different. So this time we're pushing it onto the register, and because we're pushing it, we want the equation to do this, a plus b minus c plus d, and once we do that function, we all multiply it by e. And since we have more values than we have registers, we have to push them onto the stack, but we have to do that in reverse order. Okay, so first we're going to be pushing on the 12, and then we're going to go back and go through it. So we're going to push all of our things onto the stack, okay? And then we're going to call the demo CD cell, okay? And it's going to take us to that once we call it. So now it's taking us over here, okay? And then within this one, we have all of our setups right here, okay? And the expected one of this should be 72 decimal or 48 in the hexadecimal showing of the register, okay? And so we're going to go through the whole thing, subtract, and then we multiply this last one right here, and then within the register, 48, 48. So this one, it did in fact work. And as we hopped through it again, and this time within, so with the first one, the D cell and then the STD call, they are going to be, the only difference between them is that within this function, we have to pop it all from the source, but once we get down here, we'll pop it all within the actual function itself, okay? So as we go back here, right now, the ones we're going through are all just popping it off there, okay? And then for the second one, we're going to go through, it's the same equation, and we're just going to add different values. So we're pushing on different values. And so once we call this and go through that function, it should equal us for 20 hexadecimal. So we're going through here, we're running through the equations, we just multiplied it, so we should go check the registers, and it is 20 in hexadecimal, which is just as we expected right here, okay? So then again, we end out of this and then pop all of our things, and then for this one, again, we're going to be pushing it on top, back in reverse order, because if we popped it on like we would normally read it from left to right, then that would make it the opposite order, and we'd get a different answer than what we'd expect here. So this is the same numbers as the last one, but I just wanted to show again, we call our function, but this time within this function, we pop all of them, kind of thing. So we don't, in the difference between this one and this one is that we have all of our, we clear out our register within the source, with outside the source. Okay, so we're going to go through this, okay, and this one as well. gets us 48, which is the expected answer that we'd be at. Okay. So now we're going to keep going through this one, and for the second test of the same function, it's going to call, it's going to go through these steps again, add, subtract, multiply, and then we get 20, which is, again, expected from here. And that's it, and then once we get through the code, it's all done. So yeah, thank you for looking at the video.